मेरे साथ जो शख्स बैठे हैं किसी परिचय के मोहताज नहीं है, दुनिया में इकलौते शख्स हैं जिन्होंने 2 बार T20 वर्ल्ड कप जीता है। तो वर्ल्ड कप जीतने के बारे में इनसे बेहतर कोई नहीं जाता है। Did you get it? What I said?
I think you said 2-time World Cup winning captain.
Oh my God, that is miracle. You understand Hindi, so I can't sledge you in Hindi.
No, you can't.
You have spent enough time in India to understand all these things.
That is correct. That is correct.
Oh my God, I was just thinking of I will put in something, you know. Anyway, so basically, my question is that no one has achieved this thing. Winning one World Cup title is enough. You have done it twice. How do you look back at those achievements?
I think credit must go to my team. You know, the team that I had in 2012 and 2016. You know, we had really good T20 players. In fact, great T20 players, full of experience, and they performed. So my job as a captain was quite easy. Everybody understood and knew their role, and went out there to execute it to perfection. So I will credit my players for that.
So, do you think since 2012 and 2016 time, the T20 International has changed drastically, or is it remain the same?
I think a few teams have copied the way we played and remodeled it. You know, because if you have an app, you have to keep updating the app. So I think they've copied some of our models, but fine-tune it, like England, the way they play, and they've. Whilst probably we as a team have stuck to that same model, and our guys got older and don't have the same sting that we used to have. But you know, now it's, you know, a young team, Nicholas Puran and co, and all the other teams, they have a method of play, you know, and it's not only 6 hitting now, the ability to rotate strike as well, and England and India and the other teams have done it. Pakistan have done it really well.
You have seen since India's inaugural, you know, triumph in 2007 World Cup, India has played surprisingly very conservative cricket, and there has been criticism over the years. Now suddenly there is a change in approach. They have embraced the criticism. How do you look at this phenomenon?
Yeah, and it's the same thing I said. You have the apps on your phone and you have to keep updating it. So maybe when they won, you know, that method was okay. But when you have teams who are capable of hitting boundaries, the chances of them scoring quicker than you will always happen. When you will always be better when you as a team looking to consolidate and then go big in the end, because you set yourself back. You consolidate too much. Supposing the people consolidating don't get out, they get out. Then you have 2 new batters coming in and they have to start their inning as well. So they're always under pressure. Unlike if you go hard at the bowlers and try to put them under pressure early, and if you lose wickets in the middle, you are so high above the rate that you could consolidate then. And that's what that's the way Rohit Sharma, I see India, they're changing that now, and they have the personnel to actually do it. So it will be interesting to see how it goes in this year's World Cup in Australia.
Since you have just mentioned Rohit Sharma, just purely from leadership point of view, for a moment forget what kind of batsman he is. From outside, your little interaction with him, how do you look at Rohit Sharma model of leadership?
I've spoken about it plenty times. You know, I love the way he captains. That's why Mumbai Indians been one of the most successful IPL franchise with him as the captain. You know, he is not a him first. I think he's a team first type of captain. And when you have a leader that could motivate men, and it doesn't matter who does the job for the team comes first. And Rohit Sharma comes across like that to me.
Since you just mentioned that it's not about only captains, a leader of man. So how different is cricketing leadership? Is similar like the leadership in general life? Do you differentiate between these two, or these are two integrated?
I think, like, I could speak from experience. Cricket has taught me a lot about life. Leadership has also taught me about life. You know, as a man who has a family, you lead. It's intertwined. You know, but sometimes you have to be able to differentiate. You not being on the field compared to when you're at home. You know, because on the field, our captain is always shouting, trying to get the information, the attention of the players. But when you're at home, sometimes my wife have to say, hey, you're not on the cricket field, because I find myself You play in noise and you keep elevating your voice. So it's just one area, but the basic principle of leadership, cricket prepares you for life actually.
So in that sense, I just wanted to know, do you find that leading a West Indian side or leading an Indian side is quite similar, because you have to lead a complex kind of society, people coming from different regions, different tastes, different islands, many countries. Similarly in India, even if it's a one country, people coming from different states, different tastes, language. So is the challenges even higher for a captain who is leading either a West Indian side or an Indian side?
I think being a captain on its own is challenging. I think the ability, the way you manage that challenge, the way you manage leading your men, I think a big part of leadership is man management. Because everybody comes in the squad full of talent, willing to do well for the country, and it is your job to put that together and keep them motivated and create an environment that wants or breeds success.
Okay, now you are also coach, wearing the coach hat, and you have been an all-rounder. Do you still think this T20 format is more for more skillful players like bat and ball, all-rounder, six hitting? What is your thought on that?
No, I think there's you have different roles in different teams. You do need specialist bowlers. I think a T20 team need at least 3 bowlers that could bowl in the dead overs, and 3 bowlers that could bowl you in the power play. So 3 of these bowlers could bowl you in the dead, and 3 could bowl you in the power play. You need that options, because when you have only 2, it's a lot of pressure on 2 individuals to keep bringing back or being a hero in the back end of the inning or setting up the game for you. And there you will see your all-rounders come in 5, 6, 7, which is your finishers. If they could bowl and bat, it is always good. So after you have those 4 specialist bowlers in your lineup, some teams are fortunate that they both guys are equally capable with both bat and ball. That's a plus. But I think whether you equally capable or not, you need to be a specialist especially with the ball, because bowlers win you tournaments, batters win you games, but I believe bowlers win you tournaments.
Now the one bouncer from me. Do you think that India does have the wherewithal to win this World Cup?
Look, in any format, especially T20s, you must call India's name. India, they have the mecca of T20 franchise. The way they keep producing T20 guys. But you go into Australia, where the wickets are much bouncier, and the boundaries are the square boundaries are much bigger, and it will be a challenge, but you could never count out India in any T20 tournament.
Thank you so much, Daren Sammy. Lovely chatting
My
with
pleasure.
you. Thanks
My
a lot.
pleasure.
Anything for your Indian fans?
Yeah, well,
in Hindi?
listen, in Hindi,
Yeah?
you have to tell me, how do I tell them? Well,
whatever little words you have, you'll have to spend enough time. Maybe
well, it's been since 2016. I've not been to India. So maybe tell me, how do I tell them? Keep supporting.
हमें सपोर्ट करते रहो.
हमें support करते रहो.
Yeah.
हमें support करते रहो. India, West Indies. You guys support West Indies, second favorite team. I know that. All right.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Thank you.